A very good morning to one and all watching this live feed from the Maple Leaf Cricket Ground at King City, Ontario, Canada. Second game or the second ODI between Nepal and the high performance team from Canada. Nepal claimed the toss and wanted to bat first once again. A nice sunny morning will cool up during the day, but right now the temperatures are perfect from a cricketing standpoint. As the umpires are signaling to the scorers to get the game going, we have the Nepal openers Arjun Saud and Anil Kumar Shah ready to take strike. Both of them stringed a beautiful partnership in yesterday's game. As I'm joined by my fellow commentator, Abdul. First ball coming up. Low full toss, flicked on the onside for a couple of runs. Nepal off the mark. Time to say good morning to Abdul.
Good morning, Venu. Hello, and good morning to everyone who's watching us from all parts of the world. Welcome back to King City Maple Leaf Cricket Ground, where it was a close combat between Nepal and the high performance side yesterday. And how about the opening stands? They are again with the regulatories with Anil Kumar Shah and Arjun Saud.
Down the leg side, called a wide. Interestingly, today, Canada opening with Irfan Sadat, who bowled in the middle overs, got a couple of interesting breakthroughs, and that kind of opened the floodgates as far as the Canada team and the Nepal batting was concerned. Irfan coming in from the northern end.
Two slips for Irfan Sadat, Venu. He would have expected Zahid Shirzad, an interesting change to see him take the bench, making way for one of his other teammates. I'm sure Munir Kakar might have taken his place, especially with the batting. And a right way for Team High Performance to experiment and try on.
That's a lovely line, enticing the batter to drive. That's precisely what you would want to do as a new ball bowler with two slips in play. Yes, Abdul, I agree. I think the whole idea behind having these games is for you to try out each and every single member of your squad and give them enough opportunities to come and showcase their talent. And that's the beauty about this game, right? We can see so many facets of each player in different capacities and different roles.
But that's been edged. That'll fly away for boundary. First boundary in a cheeky manner for Nepal to collect from the slip cauldron. It was Ajay Veer Singh. Was that second slip. Was too quick for him and stayed low. Difficult to get hold of it.
Yep. Unfortunate for the bowler. You could say a moral victory. Got the edge. Unfortunately did not carry. Neither did it go straight to the second slip fielder. Just wide of him. Probably...
Good leap there by Ajay Singh.
The wild once again. He's been slightly erratic even yesterday as well, if you noticed, Abdul. Yes, he bowled a couple of good deliveries, and suddenly there's one with either slips down the leg side or there's a rank full toss or a half volley coming up. So I think that's something which he might want to work upon.
I was about to say that with the new ball, Irfan Sadat looks way more controlled than yesterday before this ball, but I'll keep it to myself. Much better this time. Rightly there between the sticks. Having two slips. And with a change, at times, I'm surprised with the change they've got with Zahid Shirzad. He might walk in, but do you think might work out in Team High Performance's favor because he was looking in good groove? That pressure was mounted by Zahid Shirzad. So I'm not sure if that was the right call being made. In your opinion, what do you think, Venu?
As we see this one played down the leg side, yes, Abdul, I felt that, yes, Saeed Shahzad was probably the best bowler on display in the opening spell. He was hitting the right lengths consistently. As we see the end of the first over, Nepal 9 for no loss. And yeah, I think probably like we discussed earlier, the idea would have been to give enough game time to the players in the high performance squad and see and test their we still have a couple of more games to go, and we might see more changes coming up.
A known change from the high performance side that I can see in the squad. Player on a screen. A minute before was Sheel Patel, a right arm off spinner, very controlled with his line, but you'll see him when he comes to bowl. Nauman Zafar, best bowling of 3 for 5. That is astounding. Take away from the pitch, Venu, which looked with full of moisture, having a couple of damp spots.
That's right, Abdul. And yesterday's pitch had some portion of grass on it. I just think that today it's even more drier. There's very little grass on offer, and you saw a few bare patches as well. So I think it might be challenging conditions once again for the batters. We'll see once we go past the new ball phase.
Nice swing of air, and he's played that nicely there, fondling away, and he shall find a sweet boundary here for Anil Kumar Sa, and he'll be starting from his left there from yesterday.
Yeah, that's a beautiful stroke. Did not try to overhit it, controlled it, saw the ball swing, and just went with it with his hands and controlled it nicely through the covers. That's how you play a proper cover drive with just timing and pure class. Meeting the ball at the right time, not overhitting it, and finding the gap.
This partnership was looking strong even yesterday. This is the partnership they'll want to get rid of early. And later on, as the game progressed, the batting collapsed.
Good comeback here by Norman. Brought his length back a bit.
Wasn't a bad ball either, Venu. The very first Noman Zafar bowled.
That's correct. I think the intention was good to get the batter on the front foot driving. That's what the slips are there for. But yeah, the batter did really well to kind of get bat on ball and as well as find the gap on the offside. I wouldn't be discouraged if I was the bowler and the captain. I would want the bowler to bowl such a line.
Good collect. He looks in a little pain. Kanwar Tadgur, the wicket keeper, has done well to stop the ball. Early in the morning, it's cold and may sting you for a bit.
I think it probably hit his leg from what I could make here. I think that's what he's trying to look into. Probably the ankle. Doesn't look good from what we are seeing right now. We'll see if we have a replay. Oh, we don't. But yeah, I think probably from what we could make out is the ball bounced once before it reached him, and it probably missed the pads and hit his ankle.
It'll be bad for Kanwar Tadgur if he misses out with this injury because he looked hungry today in the nets and in his practice session. He's certainly in displeasure.
Yeah, doesn't look good. We could see him limping a bit. The players are calling for some reinforcement or the physio to come out. It's always tough being a wicket keeper. Trust me, Abdul. I've seen it all, especially in my season this year. Came back with a fractured finger, and this one doesn't look good to me at all.
Went to your bowler yesterday. The whole mindset of you was perspective, taking in consideration of bowlers.
Well, as cricketers, you should have an all-round view of the game. That's what I will say.
By the need or by the choice?
Well, a bit of both. Sometimes by choice, sometimes by need. You got to just fit in and do the job for your team as and when needed.
But now it looks perilous for Kanwar Tadgur. We'll have a halt of play for a bit and we'll join you soon once the play resumes.
Welcome back, everyone. We are ready to start. After a small break for injury, here comes Norman, slightly wide.
Replaced by Nicholas Manohar, the wicketkeeper. Kanwar Tadgur will surely be disappointed with that injury, but that's not in your control to stop the injuries. It's just the gameplay
That's right.
and the
Awesome
intensity.
part of the sport.
Good swing, good shape. That's a snutter from Noman Zafar.
That was a real Jaffa. Literally starting on middle and off, missing the outside edge, a perfect ball. Too good to get out.
He was waiting there to play it on the onside, and it slipped away from him from the top of off. Good signs here, getting Noman Zafar testing, and should be a good match to fill in the shoes of Zahid Shirzad, especially who was able to get plenty of bounce off the surface.
Beautifully bowled once again. Tight line, not giving anything away, getting that hint of outswing.
His mindset has been clear. Was a little too full for Anil Kumar to play him through the covers, and immediately he realized it wasn't a bad ball. To come back to that again, you've told that it was full, two slips were there. The intention was to make sure the batsman drives it, and yes, but what he's doing better is that he's modulated it with a better length between the stumps and producing swing.
Thrown the kitchen sink at that one. Gone to third man. As Ravi Shastri says, if you flash, flash hard. And that's what the batter did.
Would have been a productive result if he did flashed hard at that one. 2 overs done, 15 for Nepal. A good start, indeed. Irfan Sadat back into the attack with a tailing in swinger. With the likes of pitches, it's upbraiding. Let's not forget the type of bowling attack Nepal has and how well they can capitalize on spin. Spin has definitely been Nepal's strength.
Yes, yesterday's game was a perfect example of what you're saying, Abdul. In the air, just wide of second slip. A great attempt there. But I believe the ball was a bit too far and too quick for the player to react.
If it's touched his fingers, if it's touched his palm, then might have been taken there. Harsh on the youngster.
I think it's 50-50, I would say. Not an absolute chance, but yeah, could have been a blinder if he took it.
This is the second time. The ball's gone in the same direction, forcing Anil to drive. He can try that where he's standing to move onto his right side a bit more. On your screens will be left. Ali Nadeem, who's standing on the first slip.
That's the wide one, and that's what we were talking about, Abdul, in the previous over. I think Irfan needs to be a bit more consistent out here. By bowling a couple of good deliveries, he tends to kind of slip in a wide one or a loose ball here and there. I think the idea is to consistently apply pressure on the batters and make them earn their runs instead of giving away in extras like these.
This is a good pair up between Noman Zafar and Irfan Sadat. Once
again, down the leg side. A good take by the keeper, Nicholas Manohar, who has replaced Kanwar Tadgur.
Noman Zafar predominantly working on his swing, and Irfan Sadat relying more on the seamer from the surface. Good pairing to start the innings. 2 wides for Irfan Sadat, and might be looking for a chance here because Anil has looked on the go. Trying to take the chances on.
Yeah, Arjun has just faced a couple of deliveries so far. Most of the strike was taken up by Anil Kumar Shah in the first couple of overs.
That's full, and you can clearly see the shape.
I think Irfan looks much more comfortable, Arjun, when he tends to bowl fuller. That's what we have seen even yesterday. In the middle overs, he is trying to bowl much fuller and trying to make the batter drive. And I think that's probably his strength, to get the ball to swing.
And his line and length yesterday when he tried bowling fuller was much more conducive than bowling it on the offside. But with that chance, especially using stumps, when we say bowl between the stumps might be too overrated, especially having that swing of air. If you've got two slips, why not unearth the opportunity and see how and where it takes you?
Absolutely. I think today his role has to be slightly different than what it was yesterday in the middle overs. Well, that's a lovely delivery. Tailing in. I think we were just talking about how he is more effective when he's fuller and gets the ball to tail in like that. As we see on the replay.
A bit of more fuller. Norman as well was able to generate more swing. With a nice average of 34 for Noman Zafar. Steams in for the second over.
Incredible start once again. I'm loving what I'm seeing, Abdul.
What has been consistent with Noman Zafar is his swing. Out of 7 balls his bowl, we've seen them on 5 deliveries that he's able to take that swing on offer. Tries of catches will go over the head of the fielder inside the circle because power play, only 2 fielders there. Not sure his intention was to go over the fielder, but yes, he did get some of it.
Signs of aggression here by Arjun. We also saw that yesterday when he danced down the track and hit 1 over long off for a 6. This time going over long off once again and driving it. I beg your pardon, Anil, not Arjun Saud. Once again, some inconsistent bounce there. We saw
reminiscent of what happened with Kanwar
Tadgur, exactly. And we see that spot from which the ball doesn't take off and you get an extra bounce in front of the keeper. And probably that's something which we saw in the pitch today morning, Abdul. A lot of bare patches.
I'm sure that the side at the pavilion end was a little worn out with rough patches and much more moisture on the other side from the north end. And you can expect that on the full deliveries, the batter will have to bend down and carve it out on himself. Because there's not much bounce where they'll be able to meet the sweet spot of the bat.
Oh, beautifully bowled once again. Probably a perfect outswinger. The batter was caught in the crease, neither forward nor back. And as we spoke in the previous over as well, too good a ball to get a batter out.
I think this is good from Arjun Saud. As long as he's not poking that one, he's not meddling it with. I think he's doing a good job surviving on crease, because for those type of balls, you don't try to do anything. It's just the bowler who's trying to communicate to you, trying to make his mark, telling you that it is dangerous. And if you try to play the game of ego, you'll definitely fall prey to his excellent balls, what Noman Zafar is bowling currently.
Yes, you're right, and that's a good leave once again. I think the batter has to kind of play the line and not follow the ball or poke at it. That's the secret to opening the batting. Just play the ball on its merit, straight down the line as far as possible and not poke at it. And that's what Arjun Saud has been doing so far this over.
And clean batting from both the openers. A good pair, strong pair, Nepal's found in form of Anil Kumar Shah and Arjun Saud. They understand each other's strength well. They communicate often.
Once again, a lovely outswinger, but a good leave. End of the over. Nepal 23 for the loss of no wickets after 4 overs.
Arjun Saud yet to open his account, and Anil Kumar Shah batting on 17 of 17. Projected score resembling to yesterday. We've seen this score of 288 at the starting of the innings, but then it was dragged down. It was pulled down by the bowlers of a high performance team.
Interesting to see an attempted slower ball by Irfan. Not something that you see that often, especially in the opening overs. Oh, that's a beautiful looking shot through the offside. Good effort at the boundary. I think the fielder has signaled for.
That's absolutely serene. He's driven that on the full here. And a genuine cover drive. No half shots from the batter.
Yes, we have seen two really good cover drives. One from Arjun and one from Anil as well.
And what a way to open Arjun's account. He gets off the mark with a boundary. After 8 balls. Tries of catches. Looks like this one was popped out. Might have to take a look at the replay to be well aware of what has happened. A shot of him. Shot of him.
Just falling short. And I think once again, Abdul, it kind of takes us back to yesterday's discussion. Should we look at getting the slips a tad closer to the stumps, or is it too early to call?
I mean, different conditions from the surface. If bowling at the pace of Irfan Sadat, that should have definitely carried to Ali Nadeem, a safe pair of hands.
Just as we speak, this one goes right over the keeper's head.
Too bitter for the batter. And the keeper also could not get hold of it. From one end, Irfan Sadat surprises us with his bouncer. And from the other side, the pitch has kept few surprises in store for us to see that how low the ball remains. Getting back to the same discussion about the pace, how Irfan Sadat bowls at, this is a trademark of him, that he's able to generate that pace in the dead surface to where it's very dry, and still he's able to get the bouncer over the head of the keeper. That clearly says that he's not short of his skills. It's the track. It might need some help. With yesterday, the pitch was assisting the new ball. But today, it is more slower than yesterday because they're playing on towards the right-hand side of the pitch they've played yesterday on.
Absolutely.
So I think today, if Irfan's bowling to bowl more fuller, he has to remain constant to the set of plan. Because at the slip cauldron, if he's bowling at that pace, if he's using the channel back of the length, then that's the right position. But if he's clear, You've seen that in the first over, second over, the ball stayed low.
Nicely played with soft hands this time around. Yes,
Well,
it's an interesting wicket, Abdul. I think as we see the end of the over, 35 for no loss after 5, I think we'll... in terms of how the pitch will play.
And mind you, it has also rained yesterday a bit, so there should be enough moisture, and it'll take some time for the moisture to dry off the track. And the introduction of spin will hold the ball a bit, and then the batter will have to play it late, is what I assume. But getting back to the discussion, it is upon the captain and the bowler to decide that what his line and the length is to be, because if they are calling Ali Nadeem a bit forward, some Excel skills from Nauman Zafar, Control C and Control V. Exactly the same line, same length, and it's just the replay of Nauman Zafar and his bowling skill set.
Yes, I think we have seen that consistency from him in the last few balls that he's bowled. And it's brilliant to watch, to be honest. It's a treat to watch. Such a beautiful outswinger, starting at middle and off and beating the outside edge. It's just about time that he might find the edge. Or does he have an in-swinger as well? We'll get to know soon.
If he's got one in-swinger, that'll be great. It'll surprise me and Arjun Saud too.
Oh, that's beautifully bowled. Did not carry. As we have seen from this end, the ball isn't carrying that much, even to the keeper, let alone the slips.
Mightily impressed by Nauman Zafar and the change what the coaching team's done with the high performance team. Especially they've brought in Nauman Zafar to replace Zahid Shirzad. His swing has been the exclamation mark for not only us, the viewers. Look at that. The captain giving extra support, the cushion to the bowler, how he is bowling to support him. That improves not only the confidence, also the morale of the bowler.
Great to see a third slip coming in. Oh, that is an incredible delivery once again. We are seeing something special out here by this young lad. Nauman bowling some real Jaffa. There's hardly anything that a batter could do in this occasion.
Survive. That's all you would expect from the batter. Hang in there, sit tight, and the team spirit from Anil Kumar Shah and Arjun has definitely been shown here. The fact about playing in unison, at times the teams lack, especially when the team's growing. They are vying for that position. They're fighting for it. But here, the scorer who's been taking the lead, Anil Kumar Shah, is talking to Arjun, saying that it's okay, let the ball go to the keeper, let it nestle in. It's okay for you to hang in there for a little bit of more time.
Nicely bowled and nicely played this time around. That's interesting, Abdul. I think we are seeing two different approaches from the two players, which is also very nice to watch. We see Arjun being the traditional, blocking and playing with good technique kind of opener. And I'm not saying by any means that Anil's technique is not good, but the point is they're having two different approaches. Arjun is trying to kind of play it straight, leave the ball, whereas when Anil is on strike, he's trying to kind of use his feet more, trying to put off the bowler off his line and length and trying to take the air route as well as time. So that's an interesting approach. It's kind of, that's pretty much what we call as fire and ice. And it seems to be working well for Nepal as an opening combination. Nicely behind it.
And let me tell you that Anil's batting style has helped Nepal in the initial phase of the innings. And if you can see on your screen that 18 runs being scored by Anil Kumar Shah has taken on the charge. He's the flag bearer of Nepal at the initial part of the innings, and he's telling that you guys can relax till I'm there on the crease. I'll be able to score runs, but you make sure that you anchor the innings, and your job is to carry forward from there. I'll get rid of the shine of the new ball. I'll tackle them. The rest is upon you.
This time slightly shorter, which enables the batter to just push it on to mid-on And get a single. End of the over. Once again. Slightly wideish one. Arjun, contrary to his styles, trying to chase this one. Wide called by the umpire.
Reeling back to our conversation, heading back again, and that not only helped the other team, but also Arjun, who took time yesterday to get started. And then later on, after departure of Anil Kumar Saha, he was the aggressor. He was succeeding in the ways how Anil Kumar was scoring. So a slow start, he takes his time. Nicely cut
In
away.
the air and taken.
But not nice enough for the batter. Arjun saw to clear the slip. And the trick is worked out. It is again Irfan Sadat who stifles Nepal. On the rebound, collected. It was hit hard enough, but not too hard to go over the head of the point fielder.
Yes, I think that's a great catch in the end. He timed his jump perfectly. Could not hang on to it in the first time, but he kind of reduced the momentum of the ball by popping it up and taking it on the second attempt. Slightly unlucky for Arjun. Probably, would have wanted it to go for a boundary given that it was short and wide, but I think the bounce kind of outdid him. And early success today for Canada, contrary to what we saw yesterday.
Arjun Saud. Dave Cannell, who did play some strokes yesterday. We've seen his hitting. He's been promoted up the order.
These wonderful pictures that you see on the screen are brought to you by the Six Creations. We have a producer, Gagan, sitting right with us in the commentary box. And he's been spot on with his replays and with his coordination of the beautiful camera setups that he has. So kudos to Cricket Canada and the Six Creations for bringing these pictures to us. Oh, that's a misfield. The ball is rolling down towards long on. Probably would be a couple of runs to the batter.
Now, Dave Cannell, I beg your pardon for Bhurtel. It was Dave Cannell who was dismissed for 0. Yep. Fast-paced game, just like that, with a fiery block hole ball. Does it to you that at times you overread the condition and the batter.
Absolutely. Irfan was pretty good with his fast Yorkers yesterday in the middle overs. He was consistently trying to hit the block hole. As we saw this coming out of nowhere, I think it kind of took the batsman by surprise. He's got that extra nip about him, the extra yard of pace which he generates with that fuller delivery. And as a tall batter, it's always important to get your bat down on time, which is what Dave Cannell did on this occasion. Short and wide once again. Left alone.
Good leave there. This is the second time Irfan's pulled his length back, bowling shorter one. And I would say that it is a shared wicket between Irfan Sadat and Noman Zafar, especially how Noman Zafar is trying to pile the pressure onto the batter, and where he tried to bowl it a bit wider to the batter. He felt that it is an opportunity for him to score, but he fell prey for his own trick. He tried hitting it hard, but could not time it, where the fielder was good enough to collect it on the rebound. Just picked up beautifully there, and a good hand and eye coordination. A boundary for Dev Khanel. Opens his account and is trying to recover from the nightmare from yesterday, where he was dismissed for 0. A good start and a good pickup shot into the leg side.
Yes, that's beautifully played in the vacant square leg region. As we see the replay coming on screen, a half volley on leg stump. Oh, I beg your pardon, this was the wicket replay.
You've been played, you've been looted by Gagan there.
Yeah, that was a good one by Gagan. As we see,
Making
The
sure
last ball.
if you are awake or not.
and a beautiful cover drive and a nice stop in the cover region. Restricts it to 1. And off the end of a successful over.
Loose start from Canada. They were giving easy runs, easy boundaries coming in. Yes, Irfan Sadat's able to get hold of a wicket, but look at the score. It's 6.29, much better than yesterday. Nepal has learnt a good lesson from their start.
They are trying to score on the merit. They are making sure that the singles do not dry up. The innings is in fluidity.
That's right. And I'm extremely impressed with Norman Zafar out here. I think he has been phenomenal today in this spell. Would be interesting to see how he goes against Dave Khanel, the new batter.
27 runs came off Irfan Sadat's over and only 11. 4 overs bowled by Irfan Sadat, and this is the 4th over by Noman Zafar too. I think the captain may want to use Sadat for one more over. He can try a bouncer to Dave Khanel.
Once again, you see that outswing.
Good lead.
The batter trying to charge down the wicket and trying to use his feet.
Out of 18 balls, 15 have been dot balls. You might wonder how 11 runs for Noman Zafar, that very first cover drive for Noman Zafar, it was full, making sure batter tries to come on to him. That's one boundary and another one taking on Noman Zafar.
Oh, that is a beauty once again. This time, a perfect line and a perfect length. Drawing the batter forward as we see the replay coming on screen. This is what you call the perfect banana outswinger. Incredible to watch. This is a great spell out here by Noman. Beautiful bowling.
If he's going to bowl in similar fashion, the only place for the batter to remain safe would be the pavilion. This is delightful for any fast bowler who's looking for swing. That's how you do it. And look at the seam release of his wrist. He locks his wrist. Even the greatest of the bowlers, you would have listened from Wasim Akram, Brett Lee. It's just the positioning of your ball and the grip you hold in your hand.
That's a nice looking stroke. Slightly fuller and driven to mid-off. No runs though. Yes, Abdul, I think that's the key, right? As an opening fast bowler or swing bowler, the positioning of your wrist, how you cock it, and how you kind of release the ball with the seam being upright. That's the whole principle towards fast bowling.
Look at the bowlers right now with Josh Hazelwood. He's one of the bowlers who uses his run up to generate pace, not his shoulder. Exactly how Noman Zafar is doing. And I would say that Bhuvneshwar Kumar is someone who's more rhythmatic. than anyone I've seen. Just to compare, Bhuvi, there's James Anderson, the GOAT. Anyone who's able to generate swing had controlled wrist position, knowing where they're landing, and their run up was super smooth, knowing how to do it. Nothing too much that stiffs their hamstring. They know what they're doing in when he runs in. Just come in, clock it, and then release. A proper release on his controlled wrist.
Once again, nicely bowled. Looking for the quick single. It just makes it on time. That was really tight.
Good work by Nicholas Manohar to come forward and nestle it in his pouch.
Yes, and I think what I also like, Abdul, about Norman out here, he's stuck to his strength. I think he's really comfortable with the outswing going, and that's his stock delivery. And he's been really consistent at that. I think a lot of times what happens in these scenarios, looking at the ball swing like that, is that the bowler can get carried away and they might try to experiment a bit. But I think he's relying on his consistency, he's relying on the patience and playing on the patience of the batter as well. He wants them to make a mistake instead of him trying something different.
Indeed, he hasn't been impatient, and his fundamental has been to make the batter play. Just not to get hold of the wicket, to ensure that the batter tries to come down onto him and see what he's got. He'll try to test himself, experiment himself. With that, the 8th over ends and 45 for 1 wicket for Nepal. Irfan Sadat to continue his 5th over. And the 9th over, which falls short of the keeper as well as the first slip. Fielder Ali Nadeem. Looked like an off cutter where he rolled his fingers on the ball. Much more slower, expecting for pace. Dev Khanal was beaten by the pace.
Yes, this is once again a great start to the over by Irfan. As we speak, he comes up with his customary loose delivery once again, Abdul, down the leg side, and this is 4 wides as well, which is not good from Canada's perspective. I think this is a proper pressure release ball.
Very murky, and I'm disappointed with the length of Irfan Sadat, who's very well capable enough to produce a good delivery, just like he did on for his wicket. But this is absolutely loosener, and 50 comes up for Nepal with that wide and the extra boundary.
In quick time as well. A run rate of 6.12, which is pretty good considering the conditions. Nice and solid looking defense out here by Dev.
This is no excuse from Irfan Sadat having the experience and who's shown us on display yesterday what he's capable of, and today just missing a bit to carry that consistency from day one. Might get a bit tired, who's played yesterday 50 overs game. Not easy, but testing times make good, strong sports people.
Oh, was that a catch? Was that a chance?
That was
Driven straight back.
rocket straight from the batter. No chance for Irfan Sadat on his follow through to collect that one. Very straight and a good looking shot by Dave Cannell.
I just felt that that was catchable, Abdul. I know it's difficult in the follow through, but he just went there with a half-hearted, one-handed effort. Probably, if he had tried a little more, he might have been able to kind of stop the ball or maybe even catch it.
Umpire Bridge did a good job to get out of that. Follow through is difficult. It is a bounty as a fast bowler if you're able to get hold on to one on your follow through.
As we see another slower ball bowled by Irfan.
Better clarity of mind from Dave Cannell today. Was looked good on his footwork, knowing where he's playing, what he's doing. Less ambiguity. Know that smooth seas have never produced a good sailor. So Irfan Sadat will have to cherish whatever is thrown at him, especially with the high performance side. This opportunity is impactful for him. That puts me in a question to see if that ends the over. Had to take a brief pause. I think a ball remains.
This has been a productive over for Canada. 4 wides and a boundary coming off it. I beg your pardon, for Nepal. And that's the end of the 9th over. Nepal 54 for the loss of 1 wicket.
17 extras. Can you believe that? 17 extras and
I know it's not easy sometimes to control the swing, but then 17 is one too many for the first 10 overs of a game.
their repentance should be they should be bowling tightly on the line and giving no room and making it difficult for the batters of Nepal. This is an easy job for Nepal team, and Noman Zafar will continue.
Oman has looked solid today with his outswing bowling. And I think the captain has also given him a lot of confidence with having 3 slips. I like the feel that they have for him, enticing the batter to drive on the offside.
Why shouldn't they give Noman Zafar that type of feel when he's been so explicit with his swing? He's doing the right job, but what has really disheartened me is the wicket. But it has also given me a chance to speak about his perseverance in the pursuit to get hold of one of them, either Dev Cannell or Anil Kumar Shah, is that he's been sticking to the plan. He's not going too far ahead of the plan, thinking of a way for his personal accolades that I might try something odd, I might try something unpredictable that might either throw Noman Zafar off his balance. There's a fair possibility of throwing the batter off his balance too, but why try something very unpredictable when the basics are working in your favor?
Agree.
Classical test match style bowling this. Working on the mind of the batter. Explicit skill on display out here by Noman Zafar. Beautiful outswing bowling. I think he deserves the wicket for sure, Abdul. Would be interesting to see if he can pick one in this over.
Would like to see him pull his length an inch shorter. Just like that.
And also would be interesting to see if there's a change made from the opposite end. If they would continue with Irfan Sadat or will they introduce a new bowler?
I personally would not want to see Irfan Sadat coming on for the next over. That is because he's bowled 5 overs and he's leaking runs. So they should definitely give that rest to Irfan Sadat. He'll be able to coalesce himself together. And then the change will be interesting. They might try Sheel Patel, who's good with the off spin, who's having the ability to control the new ball. They might be the go-to bowler if they are looking for some turn of the surface. Sheel Patel can be their go-to man.
Wonderful bowling once again out here by Norman. I think he's been rock solid. He's held one end steady. Just needs a partner at the other end to kind of keep things under control as well.
17 runs given in extras. I think that's freebie for Nepal, and they've done well. If they're just standing there and the runs are coming in for them, they should remain constant and just stand there. And thanks to the high performance side, who's not being able to hold themselves,
It's a nice looking shot, right in the gap, off the back foot, driven through the covers. And that'll be 2 for Nepal. As we see the replay on screen, good fielding in the end by the man chasing.
wasn't sure if Anil Kumar wanted to go for that shot because he wasn't in the line of the ball. He just bounced off the track, and not really. I wouldn't think that he wanted to go for the shot, and then later he decided to finally go at it.
I think it also tells you a thing or two about the surface out here, Abdul. Probably it's a little slower, and that's the reason why he was able to adjust and play that shot in the end.
It was Dev Khanel, wasn't sure, not Anil Kumar. That ends the over with a bit of confusion. From his side. Surely we might see someone of spin. The question is it Padam Joshi from Montreal who's come all the way, or Sheel Patel, the local lad, who's got a name for himself? GT20. Remarkable economy for him, 3.79. I've given a slip for Sheel Ali Nadeem, who hasn't been moved from the first slip part. Still remains there, hoping he'll be able to get hold of one.
It's a good. Right on the money. Nice to see him tossing the ball up, slowing it up. He has a long off and a long on in place, interestingly.
The power play is done for Nepal. That's swept away, and Noman Zafar, who'll cover up, has done a good job.
We saw that the Nepal batsmen were quite comfortable sweeping from yesterday's game. And I think that's one area where Canada might have to consider probably putting an extra man on the onside. I quite liked what they did yesterday when Sukhjinder was bowling. They had the long on fielder up, and that's probably what contributed to one wicket as well. As we see another sweep being attempted.
I'm sure that they haven't got the deep mid wicket with the fact Sheel is not going to bowl between the stumps for him to go with long levers, especially Anil Kumar having the ability.
The We saw this a lot yesterday in both the innings, testing for the batters.
What makes it more fun is the unpredictable bounce of the surface. Sheel Patel finishes off his first over, 11 done, 59 for 1.
Looks like we have another change from the pavilion end this time. Norman Zafar has been given a rest. Nepal 59 for the loss of 1 wicket in 11 overs. And we have the left arm pace bowling coming in from the pavilion end. The first ball is a wide.
Too wide. Even it would have been a wide for the left-hander. The umpire, Meath, would not have to tell that. That's very evident. And a very loose ball.
This bowler coming in from over the wicket to the right-hander. They are successful as well at getting them.
That is actually a good line for a left-hander, not for a right-hander. Angle makes a lot of difference for the bowlers and the batters too. He may want to try coming around the wicket because 2 times his ball in the same direction. First one, you can say that yes, it was a wide for the left. Stands, keeping his foot open just in case if he gets an opportunity. His body is open to swivel across and to get the result out of it. A game of nuances, rightly said yesterday, Venu. And from 2023 tour.
That's in the air. Probably will fall in no man's land. Not the best delivery to get a wicket. I would say luck favored Anil there. He just got a leading edge. He was trying to tuck the ball round on the leg side.
Only time Anil played a loose shot, and guess what happened? It wasn't the fielder, it was in the barren land. First time in the innings I've seen Anil looked puzzled. Wasn't a ball for him, he could have left it and the umpire would have called it as a wide. He just wanted to